Hey everybody, it's just a little bit before we're going to officially start the training, the masterclass training. But I thought I'd just come in while you're waiting and talk a little bit about what you're going to learn, talk a little bit about who I am as Steve McDonald, the president of the Practical Social Media University, who I've worked with, what I've done in my past, and why I think this is so important that you're here today. Right away, I think it's really important that you probably know that I've worked with over 8,000 people in the industry, direct sellers and network marketers, for years. And I've helped them overcome some of the biggest problems that they've had. But here's one of the biggest problems that I see, and it's something that I know a lot of you are into personal development. You're reading all the books. I have too for years. And I just want you to know a little bit about my story because I think it's really important because we have to believe in ourselves. That's a prerequisite for having any kind of success in anything that we do. So go back about 10, 12 years ago, and I had a corporate job and I was doing really well. I had had a good corporate career. I had started out in advertising in Madison Avenue in New York City. I worked in LA, I worked in San Francisco at some of the top ad agencies. I was the director of client service that serviced the Mazda Motors of America account. I was doing really well. I went on to own my own ad agency. I was the CMO of a Hollywood startup. I was the director of client service for a top 10 interactive agency. I was working with Nike and Visa and Miller Brewing and all kinds of blue chip clients. And then I had my own brand strategy consulting business. And I worked with individual solo entrepreneurs just like you. I worked with companies that had 3.5 billion in sales and didn't understand their audience and who they were selling to. So I've kind of run the gamut all across the country, had an incredible opportunity to learn marketing. And that's one of the things that I want you to know is that what we talk about here today, I'm going to take the world of things that you could be doing to market your business and grow your downline, and I'm going to distill it down into the few things that are going to make the biggest difference. But let me just talk for a minute or two about one of the most painful times, okay? And it was after I got married and we adopted 2 children, 2 beautiful boys from Guatemala. And since then, we've adopted 2 beautiful girls from Haiti. So I have 4 children. And we had a house. We had a mortgage, right? My wife, she was a stay-at-home mom, homeschooling. I was making all the money in the family. And one of those corporate jobs, well, guess what? We lost a huge amount of clients in the downturn in the real estate economy. At the time, I was the executive vice president of an ad agency. We were focused on a lot of real estate business. And all of a sudden, it all started going away. And because I was the highest priced person on the payroll, the owner of the company came in and said, Steve, unfortunate, but I can't afford to keep you on staff. And I was supposed to take over the business from her. And literally, I went from a career just doing almost anything I wanted, having fantastic success, to literally looking at having zero money coming in, a mortgage that I was tied to, kids, no other form of income. And so that was a pretty interesting day. I still remember driving home that day. And I hadn't called my wife. I hadn't even told her that I was on my way home. I was trying to think of, what am I going to do, right? What am I going to say? And, a lot of soul searching happened, right? A lot of praying, a lot of things that you would normally think you're going to do. But here's the one thing. My wife had belief in me. And she said, I know you're going to land on your feet. And I said, I've always wanted to do my own thing. Really start up a company that helped people. And from that day, I started planning what is now the Practical Social Media University. And my wife has a tremendous background in direct sales. And she knew a couple of people. And I started talking to them. I went to some meetings and met a whole bunch of reps in the industry that were all excited about their business. But they started telling me their stories about how hard it was and how they ran out of their warm markets and how they didn't have enough people to talk to. But they were so excited about sharing the business, and they were so excited about what they could do to help people and to get rid of the stresses and worries in their lives. But they didn't know how to grow their business. And I started talking to them about some of the things that they could be doing. And this was way before a lot of things, in fact, the vast majority of the things that we're going to be talking about today literally were even available. There were social networks that hadn't even started, like Instagram or Pinterest or Snapchat, right? So the amount of tools that you have today, I'm going to tell you, and then we're going to focus on the ones that are really important for you in just a few minutes here as we go and we get on the training. But I just want you to know, if you have belief in yourself, that's the prerequisite for your success. And then I'm going to give you a plan that you can take. It's the same plan I use. I mean, I literally, this business, the university, I use all the same tools that you are going to be recommended to use just in a few minutes here. So I know they work. I'm a product of the product. And again, I've worked with over 8,000 others throughout the entire industry. So I know what works. I know how to put it together. And I'm super excited for you to get on and hear all about the ways that I guarantee we're going to give you so many ideas. I hope that you've downloaded the cheat sheet so you can start taking notes, because we're going to give you all kinds of things that you can start to use absolutely immediately in your business. All right, so hopefully that gives you a little bit more about what we're going to be going over, a little bit about who I am and my background. And I'm going to leave here now, and I'm going to get ready. We're going to get right on to the class and start up. It's packed, jam-packed with learning. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited, and I'll see you right over there, okay?